Greetings. Never joined us on this broadcast. Great. Okay, today is Zeta Gray Transhumanism Society that just came through. So, underground bases just felt like their energy for some reason, but it doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere. And holographic politicians. Let that one sit for a little bit. I even forgot I actually wrote that there, so that says something. Yeah, let that all sit in for a little bit. Jeez. I have problems sleeping. It's hard to come. Private sessions. Got the shop here. I'm on the 19th still for some people. Same situation here. I had to check this. Social net webinars, social network, grab it, behind the scenes, and dating site. Okay. So we do live in a holographic realm already. So, I mean, every realm, as you go up the dimensions, like fourth dimension is a holographic realm to the fifth dimension, and you go up and, as you continue on. So it's just part of our experience here. So, holographic politicians seem to be something that just, I'm not sure if there'd be any answers to any of that. We'll just have to wait and see where things are going. I mean, even this reality, that was the other thing about, I forgot about this. The higher realms, like our spirit world, of course, this isn't in the title, but think about our spirit world, at least that's my interpretation. There's obviously a positive side to it, but yeah, there's another side that's darker, kind of obviously like a lower astral that's been hijacked. It had a more positive at one time. And so it's like the spirit realm that's linked to us, this portion of it is the dark side. And this is why you have all the criminals and garbage beings running everything. Because we're like channeling the lower astral realms here. But it's funny that it feels like it's coming from a higher plane instead of a lower plane. Yeah, because like the higher realms the spirit realms got hijacked. So I definitely feel a version of that. It's just the way it is. I mean, how do you explain all of this? You can't, it's just not, we're just not just messed up here. It goes onto a higher plane altogether. We got problems, but there's other beings here that, just the spirit realm, our spirit realm has a lot to learn. Try figuring all that out is a whole nother story. I don't think we were capable on a human level to understand all the details. So trying to figure that out can give you a headache. You just know that in the higher realms there's problems, like in the spirit realm, and not all of it's bad. There's a very, very positive side to it, but there is another side that's very, it's not healthy, which would explain all of this, even if we don't know the details. So go back to the Zeta Grays and transhumanism. I guess I can go into their vibration and just, they don't normally talk a lot. Normally, that's why I don't connect to them very often. I guess in this case, they will. So, yeah, and they do. Zetas get hijacked. Like we're hijacked. Our reality is screwed up, and so is theirs. So they're not all bad. You can say they've been forced to look the way they do. I mean, they can evolve too, but a lot of them, they're kind of been designed to be the way they are to manipulate our reality. So you have another reality, like a Zeta Gray reality, manipulating our reality. But then you have like a reptilian reality manipulating the Zetas to manipulate our reality. It goes on and on. Yeah. You have a nice conversation at tea with that one. It's just too deep. But the reason I'm bringing all this up is for others to tap into the best of their ability. I thought it was going to make complete sense, but it's not supposed to. Nothing's supposed to make any sense here. But I feel the Zeta's around actually in a positive way. I don't see. I mean, even in way I look at it from my point of view with Zeta, if I saw it's like a pit bull or a dog ready to kill you, I feel like I could look at that dog and reason with it. Same thing anyway, because Zeta, like you have a Zeta that's out of its freaking mind. Doesn't mean it's always gonna work, but if you show like I'm not here to attack you, I'm not here to cause any difficulties. At least with a Zeta, will back down. A pit bull might be a different story though. So I'm not gonna mess with that. So okay, all right. We're going to weirdness. The underground bases. I'm not sure where that's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna mention. I don't know. So we'll just see where things go. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Zetas, Zeta Ray entities, energies, beings. Your race is turning into a transhumanism reality. Not everyone, but some. Those that are very reliant with the technology, especially those that want to live a long life. Our connections to your Earth is realize we have many realms, realities that are connected to yours. Where we tried to be human like you and failed. And so those that have failed have became like the D students in school or in class are used against your planet. Even if they do mess things up, it doesn't really matter. A lot of Zetas on your world are computer hackers in human form. A lot of the hacking that's going on your planet is Zeta related. And you can say, yes, even some of the surgery that's done on your planet is Zeta with all the tools, like just regular surgeries. Yeah, a lot of that is Zeta, channeled from the Zeta beings. Yes, we're not that much different than you. Yes, we don't have emotions. Well, a lot of our emotions have actually been cut out because we make better robots. But also, don't you see on your reality where humans aren't they kind of emotionless at this time? When a society breaks down, it becomes emotionless. It does not feel anything anymore. And you see portions of that, but not the entire world is like that. There are places of starvation that's going through. Yes, unfortunately, that places of starvation are places for food for, alien beings that do not show themselves from various different reasons. Fourth dimensional entities that are taking over your Earth, are to them, this is your world is their meal. Your planet, this is their holiday. They come here to enjoy themselves at your expense. It's almost like you have like wealthy the aliens here, some of them, that are causing they're like rude hotel guests. You go to this fancy hotel, but the hotel guests are rude to the people working there. They're very selfish. That's like a lot of the alien beings that are here, mostly reptilians. They just feel like they can do whatever they feel like. Go into the kitchen, cook themselves up something, feel like they own the place. That's what they do on your planet. So the Zetas are very similar to humans, where we just didn't fight back. And then when we did fight back, it was too late. And your human race is going through similarities. Even if you did fight back with it, would you really won? You're taught not to fight. You're taught to stand down. So your planet, as it goes into more of its awakening, possibly you might see some of us more clearly. Yes, we are involved with channelers in their awakening state. Well, look at it this way: with the Zeta's point of view, is yes, we're not seeing the most positive light, but if we can do something good on your planet, it really affects us in a positive way. It's like taking inmates of a jail and giving them a job, and that's a big deal. Giving them a chance to change themselves, change their ways. That's what's happening right now. It's not on a high level, but it's happening. Where you don't have to be afraid of it, because a lot of Zetas are part of why you don't have alien interaction at all. Because if you're going to have alien interaction, it's going to be with us. And obviously, many humans don't want that. Are you prepared for that? So, yes, connections are always going to be pulled back for various different reasons. There's always going to be false positives for contact, but unlikely anything to happen anytime soon. There are some disclosures, but they don't really mean much from what we were saying. I mean, it's like icing on a cake. It might look nice, but it doesn't really have much fulfillment at this time. But as more humans become more aware of us, meaning you heal the fear. One of the reasons why alien interactions haven't fully come, because many are so scared of reptilians and grays, and it's not really part of your conversation either. If it's part of your daily conversation, you'll see more of us. It's like you're kind of like hiding from your neighbors right at the moment. Oh, they don't exist. But as you become more aware of us, we easily to come through into your reality. Of course, it's not as simple as it sounds. But transhumanism is on its way. Well, it's here. But it's not going to be an entire population. But as people get tattoos, they become more robotic in a similar way, meaning they'll have technology tattoos instead. And some of it will be for a health reason, like with robotic arms and body parts, and that's a little bit different. But once again, if they're getting a robotic body part, most likely they've had that already in the past. So it's like remembering themselves. And it's not introducing that robotic realm into your society. I believe this has been brought up before, but you're going to have humans, you're going to have people with different sexual preferences, and then you're going to have your more AI society here. There is a darker AI here at this moment. As not sometimes the darker ones, the ones that get the most attention, of course. That's all we can say about ourselves. Yeah, our messages are usually pretty limited. We can only go into so much detail. We're very connected to the deep state. Greetings to you. We are the consciousness of the underground bases, your military bases. Of course, there's a lot of paranoia of what is here. Well, a lot of military believe the end of the world is happening every day. So there's always an over preparedness for destruction of the earth. Not that it's going to happen, but governments are more willing to save their butts. Of course, it's protected, but they're still going about that. That's one of the reasons for your military to begin with, to take your elites and fly them somewhere else, while the rest of you stay here. So your military, at least your shadow military, is more like an escape plan than anything else. There's always that possibility. There's much human cloning done underground. Of course, you're not going to see it in your dimension for obvious reasons, because humans aren't ready for it. If humans become more ready for human cloning, it will be part of your everyday life. You're becoming more acceptable to artificial intelligence. But if you're ready for an alien being, trust me, they'll find their ways into your reality in some form or another. Show up at your local convenience stores, or show up in your, as some of you have had, show up in your bedroom when you're not looking for one. But also, it's confirmation that you are connected to an alien being. Yes, they have a funny way of showing it, but at least you have validation that they're here, and you're not seeing anything. Far from it. Actually, many people probably feel you're not seeing enough. Now, is government keeping your aliens hidden from you? Well, information, yes. They're not. Even if the door is open for alien interaction, like the military say, okay, here's our aliens, you'd be surprised how many would actually not show themselves. They feel like humans aren't ready. So that's another reason. Now, that doesn't mean that those scenarios have not happened in your past. So people want this alien disclosure, and that's quite fine, but it's like no matter where you go in the world, you're not going to see anything. Yes, you might see ships in the skies, but it's like they're kind of like entertainers. I mean, they like the vibrations there. They connect to people that are there, but they're not really having the conversations that they're looking for. They are having conversations like you have your sky watches. There is conversations, but the one that the aliens are looking for is an actual physical contact eventually. Most likely some of these site places where you have sightings constantly, most likely to start to appear. But a lot of them are shut down for obvious reasons because, once again, they feel humans aren't ready. So some of these places where there's alien sightings, when there's sky watches, you might feel a lot of darkness. You can say that's just to keep the aliens from appearing, because when you raise the frequencies of the earth before people are ready for it, aliens are going to show up everywhere. So there are places on the earth where the frequency just can just automatically shift. You see alien societies. You can also see other versions of Earth, other worlds. But of course, when you have a human that's living in terror their whole lives, programmed by certain beings, how are they going to take that? You might be able to see a vortex every once in a while. You might see an alien entity or maybe a ship if you're lucky, and that's it. So that, yes, that is exactly what you're here to do, is just open up these doorways into the unknown. So how to do this? Well, many of you are being a part of this. You're healing your own fear for these connections. But once again, many of you feel like you can actually have an interaction, but where is that hesitation for that full connection? Most likely it's society. Because many of you are connected to at least 25 or even 100, maybe even 1,000 people here that you're assisting in their own awakening process of some kind or another. Whatever it might be, there's only spiritual development, basically to help them remove a lot of their negativity, and it's probably more than 1,000, but we'll just leave it at that. Well, that can be very draining to connect to that as a human. People wonder why they're so tired, why I'm so blocked, why I'm this, why I'm that. It most likely has to do with the people that you're connected to. They're assisting to evolve. As you got to a certain level, you're always helping someone else to get to your level. As you move up the level, someone else around you is moving up the level also. That's how it works. Connecting to it, seeing it isn't really necessarily possible, but it's being brought here because you need to know. The underground base energies most likely be hidden. Once again, humans aren't ready for anything. If you find yourself there in a dream state, that means you are ready for it. That means it's also part of your mission. It's not part of everyone's mission even to have an alien interaction. Somebody called, oh, it's not time yet, it's this and that, and people are ready, but it's a long process there. It's not an easy answer. But as for other government bases, is paranoia like you would not believe. It is God consciousness or God, people with God-like complexes that truly think they can be the rulers of the world. You'd be surprised how many politicians plan on a coup to take over your planet. You think we're just making that up? They're not going to go around and just whistle that to everybody. There are some that really want to take over the world. It's not part of your, obvious. You know, how many of you are really part of this? I mean, when it comes down to power, it's like if they have an influence to start a war, especially in Iraq or anywhere, what else can they do? And who would protect them when they do those things? How do you know how many of you have to watch our words, but try to take over your government that's already working with the government? Many. Just many. It's an ongoing process. Why not? They can do a better job. They're in a position of power. I deserve this power. I deserve to be in charge of the planet. There's a lot of that going on. We connect to the vibrations, so you're more than you might want to hear. And probably a lot of disappointment, especially when you connect to the beings that want to do these things. That's all we have. Greetings to you. We're part of your holographic reality. Are there now realize we are kind of an AI entity. We are both. We are human, but also AI. A holographic politician. Those are of the higher realms. Yes, can do these things. Well, though you realize there are those that control your reality. There's always someone that controls it higher and higher. Like you have your elites here that feel this is going to be our president, but then somehow it gets hijacked and you get somebody else as the president. It's like, how did that even happen? Like, aren't we in charge? But there's always a higher up that can interfere. So what you're seeing now is a higher up that's interfering at this time. A quote energy, of course. Now, is this a holographic presidency? We'll let you connect with that. Yes and no. As you know, connecting to your holographic reality is not the easiest, of course. All we say is just yes, believe in your own connections. If this is something, a subject matter you feel like you need to connect to, yes, you'll see Archon realms and Orion realms and much more than that. Realms that don't even explain themselves. Well, because you're peeking into their reality. It's like, how'd you find us here? Of course, they're not going to always reveal who they are. There's always someone building agendas here. Why? Because it's easy. Think of it as you're an alien race, and this world is just, a game, a puzzle, a toy. Of course, you're going to influence it. You're an alien in a higher fourth dimension. I just influence those politicians to buy land that they didn't even need or do whatever. Or just program that politician to say whatever we wanted them to say and pissed off all the other elites that wanted them to do something else. So there's a tug of war happening on your planet. It's not easy to tap into, is it? It's not supposed to be tapped into. That's why. You're not supposed to know. But as you start to mature more deeper, and yes, you don't go to the parties, you don't go to the popular events, you just go into yourself. And yes, it might be lonely, but also there's a place there where you can see more of the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be scary, but it is very strange. Now, these beings that control your reality can easily come into your dreams, infiltrate your dreams. It's like, what were you just doing recently? They can also make you tired during the day, and you can dream about them also. Those are your controllers of your realm, your earth. Now you can label them however you like to. They don't like labels. They don't want you to know who they are, first off. But they're ones that you can say that live a decent life. You can say they live the human life, drink champagne, they go to parties, and then they look at your world. It's like, what can we do with this place today? Oh, that might cause a lot of misery there. That's their problem. And then they go back to their party. So that's in more of a higher frequency levels. Not exactly the most positive realm, but it's a realm. So we're giving you a slight glimpse of it. You can believe it or not all you want. It doesn't really matter. They're still going to do whatever they're going to do. And they're not going to make it easy to see them either. So who is them? Who is they? That's for you to discover. Well, you can give them your own name. It's entirely up to you. But it's your holographic realms. They don't like going into details of how they go about it, but they like to control the mind. Well, you notice that certain news events become world events out of nowhere. Some of these elites are trying to prove a point. And one of those points is humans aren't ready for anything. Humans are still children. Watch us play their world. Play them. Obviously, not everyone's playing into. Basically, for your world to upgrade, so they have a stage event on your planet, like a riot. If your humans say, we're not giving into this anymore, that's a whole different game plan. And then all the other stage manipulations don't work anymore either. Then that means you're getting somewhere. But until that happens, your world's going to continue to be played like Monopoly. It's going to go on and on and on, over and over, and there's no stopping it. Now, many of you have stopped it for yourself and stepped out of that paradigm, but others are still doing it. Just because you're not on the playground doesn't mean kids aren't playing there. Just humans haven't gotten to their mind that they can change their frequency in reality. But they can't. They have to stop giving in to all these manipulations that are staged, which they're not willing to do so just yet. To them, humans here is a game. They're not just. It's just like children that they just keep doing the wrong thing over and over again. They just can't seem to get out of it. And but you, as many of you as teachers, even their own friends are telling them, maybe you should not do these things. They don't listen. So they just keep playing the role.